Well, it's time to get busy with it. 30 teams in 30 days on the warpath tonight, but there's no anger involved. I got nothing but love for the Davidson Warriors, and that's because I love me some high school football. Hi there, everyone. I'm Simone Eli. Got another good one for you tonight as I profile 30 teams in 30 days. You know, a few years back, Davidson was really getting it done. In a 9-year stretch, the Warriors won 5 region titles, but since an appearance in the state semifinals in 2010, they really haven't made a lot of noise. Last year, Davidson missed the playoffs for the first time since '07. Now, recently, I sat down with Warriors senior tight end Uric Bethune, senior defensive back Tyler Jackson, and of course, Davidson head coach Fred Riley to preview spring practice. Here's my conversation on what's ahead for the black and gold. Spring practice is right around the corner. It's a fun time for you guys to get back on the field. Just how exciting is that right now?
You know, it's certainly exciting for all of us. I mean, the off season is as important as it is, and as difficult as it is. It's still not football. I mean, you know, and even as a coach, when you know how much time you need to put into that off season, and your team is really built in the off season. Leadership roles express themselves. You know, the pecking order of how things goes express themselves in the off season, but it's still not football. You know, and one of the things you have to see is if all the things you've done in the off season, if they actually transition onto the field, and that's what I'm excited about seeing.
I mean, it's just a drilling rush because the way the last season ended, I just ready to show everybody else that Davidson gonna be back.
You're going to be a senior. There's a lot of responsibility on you, obviously, being an upperclassman. Can you talk about just taking over that load for your team?
I mean, I take it as a challenge. We gotta step up, be better leadership. Then I ain't gonna put us down, but last year we didn't have enough leadership, but this year we all just got to step up because we got underclass looking up to us, so we just got to set examples.
Our leadership is going to be stepped up a little bit more. We're going to be focusing on doing our jobs and what we need to really do on the field.
Davidson mainly is always a front runner to win the region, so not making them play out last year was a shocker, so we'll be back.
And now with the reclassification, I mean, you guys have always played really hard teams, but now there's 9 in your region. That's really hard. Every single night you're going to have a tough opponent.
I take it as competition. If you like competition, you'll take that as a challenge. And it's just like the SEC at high school.
I mean, I'm not going to stress over who we play because, I mean, you got to have the same emotion, the same energy that you play. But we focus on energy, and I'm not going to stress over one different team and the next different team. We're all going to play them the same way and just play good football.
Now this year is going to be a new one for tons of teams in this entire state. You're one of 32. How exciting is that? But also it kind of gives you quite the challenge, right?
It does. I mean, you know, of course for us, if you break it down, we've always been 7A. We're playing the same people we've always played. It's just we haven't had to play Fairhope and Foley, for instance, until the playoffs. But we have played them both in that first round or second round of the playoffs. All the people we're playing we're very familiar with. You know, depth is going to be a big thing. I mean, you know, who can early in the season, you know, of course early in the season we normally try to develop our depth before we get into region play. Well, now we're in region play the first game. Yeah. You know, so developing depth in spring, developing depth in the summer, really knowing who your team is and the character of your team when you go into the first game is a lot more important now than it used to be. You can't really trial and error the first game anymore, or you're all of a sudden at the end of the first weekend last place in the region. You can't be surprised if 6-2 wins the region. Yeah. I mean, or a 5-3, you know, and a tiebreaker, because there's a lot of good teams and a bunch of great football coaches, guys that have won championships everywhere they've been, you know, all of a sudden across the field from you every week.
That's exciting though. People are saying it's like the SEC of high school football down here.
It is, and you know, we're excited about that and about the challenge. You know, it's I mean, we still take great pride in being Davidson, and we look forward to it.
All right, well, here's the dealio from last year. Davidson finished 6-4, like I said, missed the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. Now, check out the points scored versus the points allowed. Certainly not what the Warriors are used to. And here's 2 of the reasons why the numbers look so bad. McGill-Tulin dropped 56 on Davidson last season, and Blunt did something that has never been done in 13 years. They shut out the Warriors. So it'll be interesting to see if Davidson can turn things around. round. Now, we're going to keep it rolling. Tomorrow night at 9, I'll profile one of the hottest Mobile area teams of late. And yes, I'm talking about Mobile Christian. The Leopards may not have struck fear in the hearts of their opponents way back when, but they certainly do nowadays. 30 teams in 30 days continues tomorrow with a head of steam. We're looking forward to it, guys. And like that 7A, we're talking it's like the SEC of high school football down here.
Yeah, all of a sudden they invented this whole class.
Yes,
It's like, whoa.
certainly. And all the coaches are really good. Something to look forward to this football season.
All right.
Fun to watch. Be right back.